This is CHARIOT.
This is CHARIOT TV, and my name is Derrick Danso. You may be a apologetic ejumedie so ewo CHARIOT TV. Na wasa ejumedie we say so no ebre bia no be hia no ye gibre ye fa twerosem no na ebisi ye ho nsem bebre beboa na lidi yen am yetumi adwen yesom ho yie na ade ba ko bioma ye san so ye pa ne say ye compare asom ahodo bebre ewo wiase na afei ya gibre na ye bisa nsem ebe kan yen am yetumi adwen ye nkwaje ho yie pa enji sa afei na wo be kan yen sa we apologetic na nkoma ye di can I trust my English Bible, and we're part 5. We are part 5 in semester. So we are part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Wow! And you are pa. If you see you didn't come over from part 1 and basic part 4, you didn't come over. Tiname Kyle say we are here, but more than a YouTube channel, so and I see a Facebook page, so or search can I trust my English Bible? Ubehum ewo honum. And I feel so. Ebiana we obi a open devotionals and open bia pese utumi gibre na otena se na usua nyankopon is really encouraged, but you don't know how to go about it. Ye wo apps from kokko abebo am utumi ayesa your friend Daily Walk with God, DWWG, Daily Walk with God. Oko Play Store now search here. Also betumi download na ebebo ewo wadesua mu your videos for Daily Walk with God, so your audios so I mean a dozen your written materials and so so ebeboa sa ekwan ne so afen so say we use iPhone also betimi search for Spotlight on the word na o search here ubenya yen app no ho Play Store also search Spotlight on the word on so betimi aka na bra wo download no there was so many Bible study materials within the week from Monday Sunday kwa kosi Saturday no your program be bra ye de ba wonche was Spotlight on the word and so na no so aboa ama wadisia no o Kristo suma brabo no etumi edimu eyie pa yes emre no ye wo ye preacher e wo ye nchen na oba be boa me etumi adọ saa addition we say mu esuko ene na ye da etwato e wo saa addition we say mu say can I trust my English Bible. So what share the course so na watchi mu a bibi a very prominent etwase e boss so say yenya brother baako a akotena show bi omo frɛ no I think Mami Grace ni program so a omo didi nkomo fa kingdom ne heaven ne saa nyoma ne ho no. One of the things a course was adwumedie ni mu no eye nkomo a ye di ho yesua ho ade enti se ebia ukɔhwɛ na no akyewa adwen a ene bɛka ho asɛm se wo kai asɛm a maame ne kan ne se mama Evelyn asɛm a kan ne se an wo fa Bible ni mpo a verses bebre ono mo yi ye frim oh ampa hwɛ ene bɛka ho asɛm na se wagye brɛ na se wesua woni esua de bo se sansɛm a ye maame Evelyn kekan no onje brɛ ntena Bible hu nsua ne yi so she is really good at misinforming people enti and then so where platform no so no ya disua mu no ye behwe some of so saa verses ni bi e course no na etimi aboa ma ye nti ase etumi aye adwuma ye nche ho no preacher ye mo akwa aba
ye nya
na apomoko de
boko na so e
nyankopo adaroma minim say na watch we mitimi enyi mfiri because obi o follow social media nkomo bia hu saa video no I fa Mami Evelyn ne ye brother baako I think your brothers mienu mpo a omko didi nkomo bi ye wo platform bi so and me boss because it relates to the ebesua no
okay
so kenya san ka me fa mba and the woman clearly said say oh share Genesis share verses bebrea ye bi afri enti ne say enti no untumi mpo mfa ho to Bible no so but interestingly no so a reverend
yeah me video no say
okay
anyway mama fa akonya so na me ncheti for say that nya mo gibre na omo hwe CHARIOT TV ejumedi ayeye se ne be ya omo betimi enya ntiase e wo ho na se ne na wo twe adwegina so no this week ana me hu social media
this week na course
personally I've not watched the video
okay.
I've seen the flyers
people sharing the
links and things like that and I echo around and I see Reverend Mamino
Evelyn
something like that interesting say as day goes by no skepticism it develops so much in Ghana, not only in Ghana but worldwide. It shows that there are more and more people who are now privy to informations and things like that, and they are now attacking the Bible more. Years back, maybe in the issue was not as to whether the Bible is true or is not. That was not the issue. The issue has to do with what the Bible nature. Say in the Bible they can say. Say in the Bible they can say. For instance, the issue was centering on maybe should we need to be baptized to be saved, and I say should it be immersion or sprinkling or those things. It's mostly centering on. But now no, it is coming deeper. The questions are becoming tough. It's becoming deeper because nipa are privy to information. Internet if we are to those things, and so many people are privy to information around the world that attack on the Bible no is becoming fiercely. Manford attack the Bible every day then 90. Say Christopher say the Peter Ekan no. Say or say your boy and Honda say we be saying that's why already used to Christo more. You bet me amana no ye ho. Na Juma say you cancer apologetic hour. Say Peter say we should be ready to give an answer
defense,
or a defense to people are saying in that's why Christo Munti. That is a bit of something I can say about that, but maybe talking about we can talk about that more. Yes.
I think there is a passage, one key passage or boss when we will quickly look at it and later move on. But going back to NIV, last time we discussed so now one kind of you see NKJV.
Yes.
You see KJV.
No, we have not dealt NKJV. We have dealt with
KJV. Yes, the King James version, no NIV.
Yes.
NIV kind so everybody so translational say if I say kwanya dear okay say idea and I said the underlining factor of original so some of these translations so
yes.
And here the father of the English Bible that we have today. But I think say we will go back a little then we move on with today.
To summarize a bit of a bit and we started with the background of the development of the English Bible. English Bible na bako sem se nisitie.
Yeah.
Nti ekoyenim baby e free by any baby free because Bible no ankasa da ho no. Ya ntro no brofu. Paul wan ntro Bible brofu.
Ebi ma nyi omo say ye ntro Bible no brofu.
Yes, that is why at times kasa say omo delete obi Bible.
Omo yi bi free Bible.
Their point is simply tells that the person don't know what he's saying. Bible was not written in English. Oh, and say if an English translation is making an error, you don't stand on the English translation and be saying that, well, then the Bible is corrupt. But I said the Bible is false.
Because the incident happened within this weakness, it's good I just mentioned it. One statement to making it say, original nima say na net ended the end of master son. And I remember I said, what should I add your platform? I said the original autographs, and I said, yeah, can say autographs and kasano. We don't have it with us. And
we will talk about that in detail. You see, most people know it's simply because of how we are studying. And then send
internet or pay information.
I mean, there are a lot of things.
I look at her comment. I'm on for body, mommy, kasem.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that people can say about it. You see, Bible no ankasa ewo ho no. Ye tro no Greek kasa.
Yeah.
Apam foforo no. Apam dada no Hebrew ni Aramaic kasa. Yeah. Nti ya Daniel free Hebrew ni Aramaic kasa no aba English kasa mu. And Greek kasa no aba English. Wonya de ketwa. You see, it's not like a book da ho a ye kokko so ni akofa ni ahweso ni atwetro. Like ene say bi apam dada Greek kasa no. Apam foforo no Greek kasa no. A book bi e da baby. Na akofa
atwero de where yi the pay free
and I say bia where yi the open and I say what translating this it's not like that. It doesn't work that way. See, I spoke about translational difficulties.
Okay.
The difficulty in translating the Bible. I mean, me answer the main issue no.
Okay.
Regarding to passages omitted.
Okay.
You see, there are several passages. My example. I think Acts chapter 8.
NIV no.
NIV Acts chapter 8.
But where the mamma ni ye ne pepe ansa na wato aso. O say abrante je Bible referring to NIV ne ye brother ne wo ne Bible wo ne nchen. Already I am supposing say na NKJV because I checked.
Okay.
And mamma ni dey no kind say say passage okay o say biodie no o say Acts chapter say
Acts chapter 8.
Acts chapter 8. Sa no kan yo ti me I'm just showing people say the woman just makes noise quote unquote but it's misinformation. Acts chapter 8. Chapter 8.
Yes.
I say so we be odi no verse 8 verse 37 or
verse 37. Yes.
I say okay I say then Philip said if you believe with all your heart you may, and he answered and said I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Okay and you call NIV. No, I think it was NIV or ESV. I don't know which one she was holding though. Near about Acts chapter 8, verse 37 or NIV. Oh, Medu 30 says, as they traveled along the road, they came to some water and the eunuch said, look, here is water. Why shouldn't I be baptized? Next one here, 38. Or say, Abrante, can 37, no? And audience mean it, yo. NKJV, NIV, 37 in here. Or say, my Bible, ye be free. Mr. Woman, read what is down there. Read down on 37 nation whole, but or say na woman stress say they said late manuscript do or say some late manuscript have verse 37. Philip said, if you believe with all your heart, you may. The Enoch answered, I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Into a year free.
Okay, good. And there are a lot of them. And my main way, I think I've said it before. Say I saw that on WhatsApp years ago. Conformability Bible passages. They believe that it should be in the Bible, but it has been omitted by translations like NIV, like ESV, and of the like. They are omitted passages. You know, they said it and they start sharing on WhatsApp. Say, I mean, NIV people are demonic. They are people who are from demons and things like the devil is behind them, and all these sort of things. And Nipanisha say, Edeba. You see, let me first of all clarify something. I believe that those passages belong in the Bible. For instance, Acts chapter 8 I quoted, the verse 37 in the King James or the New King James or whatsoever belongs in the Bible. It's in the text. Something like Mark chapter 16, verse number 9 to 20. It belongs in the Bible. It should be in the Bible, but it's omitted in the NIV. But there is a proper reason why they omit it. Not because they just want to change the word of God. It's because of something. Something I am misinformed people. Say, I said, Obi
it's a method. Can I say this story? I'm it's an old age story. As a man for me, I say,
no. These are not stuff that are new to us. It's not. Let me give the proper background there. Some of
that would really help us a lot.
See the Mikael last time. The catcher will say, for instance, who take it the book like Ephesians, Paul and the book of Ephesians.
Yeah.
Or true Ephesians, or true possibly in a single manuscript, like a paperback, Pyrus or something like that.
Yeah.
They are more trust. Or throw that book. No, send the call the church at Ephesus. They read it.
Yeah.
When they read it, they're supposed to also circulate it among that Asia Minor.
Yeah.
Our modern Turkey. They're supposed to circulate it around that area. There are congregations around that area to circulate that.
Yeah.
In the episode of one Ankasa, they will make a copy. There might be they will make a copy. And before maybe you make transfer to Laodicea, they will make a copy. They will transfer to Pergamos, they will make a copy. There are copies that were made. Paul Nankasa Danso. The copies that were made years back, a generation after, maybe 10 years later. My Bible here became me new.
My family they made the 2016.
Yeah, me told you.
Yeah, me person message Sanoba, me penasem.
You see, me new. Maybe 10, 20 years time, if I constantly use it, it will be wearing out.
Maybe
and the manuscripts, no. Or you used to now about 20, 30 years time it will wear out.
The papyrus no more there.
So they will make copies upon copies.
Yeah.
And copies upon copies of these manuscripts. Manuscripts copy baby. But my point is that the first thing I also shared to say, the poor ankasa tro and we don't have it. We don't know say copy we the poor tro. So there is nowhere you can go in any library that.
And then because that was one strong point, both I think host in the name I mean say original manuscript, original, and I was just asking, do they even know what they are saying?
They don't even know what they are talking about. The original manuscript about focusing on autographs. I mean, you are just reading maybe the English Bible, what me kind of you are just making noise. You see, the original work portrait autographs set on the internet.
It's not available.
It's not something we know where it is. Israel, we don't know where it is.
Sure.
So there are copies that we have. God being so good, we have thousands upon thousands of copies.
Yeah.
At the moment, the New Testament is heavily attested. Because heavily attested that it is it's an ancient book, an ancient text that is heavily supported by a lot of manuscripts. About 5,336 plus manuscripts. Both.
Manuscripts here no refer to
the copy available. About 5,336 manuscripts and more than that even. Some of them that 5,000 are making. Some of them are just parts. The book of Ephesians.
Yeah.
Baby, next section be.
Yeah.
And let's say be about Ephesians meaning now who baby ati. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Baby ati. Then the party be
I think that the one of the oldest P52. Papyrus 52 one is like the size of a credit card. John, I think it's the book of John. Some parts of John.
They date it and they will tell you that maybe this is the
oldest one and this one is yeah.
But they are interesting on home back on say. You see, after all these manuscripts, these manuscripts were discovered in various places.
Okay.
Baby, Antioch. Like you're discovering so many places. And those manuscripts, they are not within the same time period.
Okay.
Some are close to the apostolic age.
Yeah.
Some are thousands of years, hundreds of years after the apostolic age. And you have some manuscripts, all of them did.
Yeah.
And this is the interesting thing. Scholars are studying Bible with that area. As I said, it's a technical stuff.
Yeah.
Scholars are studying that side. When they look at all the manuscripts, they realize that they are grouped into 4 categories.
Okay.
The manuscripts now they are grouped into what they call family of texts. Family of texts. They are 4. Major of them they are 4. One is the Western text.
Western text.
Yes, Western. The Western text. Some of them is coming from the location, baby and who, and the kind of resemblance.
Okay.
Oh, so me catch say some copy at times the copied one they bear resemblance.
Yeah.
They have grouped them like that. And within the time period See, your Western text. Western text, your what they call the Byzantine text.
Byzantine text.
That is also another text that they found, which possibly linked to Antioch. And link closely Antioch, that area. You remember in Paul James, Antioch,
as 18, as 15,
Antioch, that church, it links there with Antioch, those kind of people. Anna, there is another text. We have Alexandrian text. Alexandrian text, link back to Alexandria, that city in Egypt, that area there. That is where that text is coming from. And there is another text, Caesarean text. Caesarea text. That area there, they link them. So they divide the text into that 4 categories. Mamima background with King James.
Sure.
You see, King James, remember, tell me that King James, I told you the underlying text.
Yeah.
This is how the King James came about. You see, time King James translators na manuscript was more of them were the Byzantine text. So the King James translation was working with more of the Byzantine text. That text, and it's out of that, and it's out of that they constructed what we call the testos receptors, or the receipt text, by the Erasmus in the Juma to construct the testos receptors, based on that to translate the King James. And that is where the King James is coming from. Years back, see, in fear of King James and the Juma, they were still discovering manuscripts, but most of the manuscripts were linked to the Byzantine one. But later on, they found out a lot of manuscripts, which were older than the Byzantine one. That older manuscript, they formed the Alexandrian text.
Okay.
The Alexandrian text, come from, well, the NIV people tend to they don't know, like to hide, they don't know to talk about it, but it comes from a text where a place they believe that was to be Mount Sinai.
Okay.
So it's called Santianicos, the text Santianicos, and they have one of the I think Vaticanus. Those texts is where they are deriving the Alexandrian text from. Discover those manuscripts. Okay. And you realize that this old manuscript has a lot of omissions in there. And NIV now catch say some old manuscripts that have those 2 manuscripts.
But you can't, based on the Wakache say, you can't then rely on just some 2 manuscripts, since we have thousands of manuscripts.
Yes, you see, and evidence. When I say the old translated Bible, and I would choose to say, this is the work I made. You see, King James translators believe that the Byzantine, it's a debate in those theology schools and things like that. You see, there are people who believe that the Alexandrian text, which traces back to the NIV modern translation, the basing much on, come from a guy named Origen. Okay. The patristic writer, Origen, who was more of like a heretic.
Because I was about that, because Origen is known for heresies.
Or church Christo. He had a lot of heretical teachings and follow. Indeed, it comes from his line. They believe that they changed a lot of these manuscripts and things like that, and that is where the Alexandrian text is coming from. But you see, the Alexandrian text is one old. It's older than the Byzantine text, and it has a lot of manuscripts to support it. Indeed, there's a huge debate about whether the Bible, the text should be the Alexandrian text or the Byzantine or the Antioch. So more of like this, a debate between Alexander and Alexandria and Antioch. So now I have quite interesting. They say there is a guy I like watching on YouTube. Yeah. He believes that the King James is, I mean, if not King James, there's no Bible.
The King James only
very good. He believes that. And his point is that he even made a reference to even Acts chapter 6. You remember Acts chapter 6 and Acts chapter 7? Stephen and the group of people are born these Stephen was the Alexandrians.
Okay.
So he believed that the Alexandrians have always been heretics since the
wow,
time.
that's why Origin was also heretic. Wow.
So
this is a big
text coming from
theory.
a text coming from their line.
We can't trust.
But just as to point out to Benjamin, I don't believe that these texts should be omitted from the Bible. I believe that they belong in the Bible.
Yeah.
Just that we don't behave as if that these manuscripts are like a book could be a down baby.
And I
if I say
but even that is why I would even encourage say people who are interested in this subject, you know, there is something we call the critical test. Today, this gentleman, Dr. James White, in one of the presentations or one of the scriptures are from current critical manuscript evidence. Yes. They produce a document that has every possible with the names of the manuscript. Say manuscript you know, and now say verse way more manuscript support way.
Yes.
More manuscript support, but nobody would dare say based on that, even NIV, based on that it shouldn't be in NKJV.
Yes.
They only tell you that say it is not found in some, if not all. And the way now, woman are confident to say you be a free. No, it only shows ignorance.
Social media. I mean, our people that are living today.
And you know the fun. Nobody even demanding for where is your evidence? Like, where are you sourcing your information from?
Yeah, I mean, say, well, who is even doing that deletion? I just say, Ubi catcher say, well, Bible ya book. Is it Americans? Is it the British people?
I would say
Portuguese.
Because assuming your friends a white man's religion, you a white man's religion, white man bang.
White man bang.
Not this US was who.
That is the idea.
Not this the US and Germany.
It's because we are picking information from just social media and internet. So our quest on trying to kick God out or kick religion out. We tend to try and find information. He just wants to find out faults and things like that to use it against people.
Yeah.
There's an interesting poem. I think I learned it years ago. I've forgotten some part of it, but it goes like, or say Bible. Some read it with pre-adopted creed. Some read it with their father's specs on their eyes, and to them they only see what their father see. Some also read it for the wonders that are there. Obi kind Bible, he just want to go and look at it. Wow. How Goliath was killed and things like that. Some also wants to read the Bible just to find fault with it.
Yeah.
Now some of kinds so many people have read the Bible in so many ways that few people have studied it for themselves. Wow. But read it carefully, you will see that though men's word contradict, God's word always stand.
Paul, we also study at university. I was here as a computer that time. You know, university
years ago, it's a poem I saw on the internet.
Wow, it's a very great poem. It nails it.
It nails it. People set things on the internet and don't verify. I've seen people sharing those things on Facebook and before they are demonic. They don't.
But what do you think about this statement again that they made on the show? I think Mami Grace Nankasanso can be, and I wish she would get opportunity to see this video. In one way, say your best say mon share video no. Na intimi nkonko do on chain so kakra na mwa na misinformation and we want everybody to know the truth, but to misinform people with so much conviction is serious. It's dangerous. But the statement that came out was this: Bible compilation the crampo no. Omoye no Roman for na I'm gonna Roman for my Bible. I'm gonna hear compilation, and I just open my mouth like, huh? Really?
So I mean, it's coming from ignorance. I mean, Old Testament, you know.
Say people be na tima baby solete say, Munfa entine ye niane kasafa say some of the things I'm American apocryphal books muna. That information maybe they glean it from.
No, they did not glean from.
I say there be na say obi na tina say no yi Bible ni be free.
Bible one the tina say be free. Of course they were when Bible Moshe says so much even before they started writing the Bible. Say there were stories that were going around and there were people that were trying to write Bible. There were people that were trying to write message. If you study the book of Luke carefully, the prologue in the beginning now, look at me as I say, there were a lot of information that were going around at the time At the time, that tells us that even during the apostolic time, there were people who were trying to write
things that supposedly would be called scriptures.
You see, so the early Christians themselves gave us what we know as the Bible. You see, for you to say, this book belongs to the Bible, it has to be, you have to go to the early Christians and verify in their writing.
The Roman church
but you can on that note say,
okay,
the Catholics believe that they have that belief system. They have that claim. Say it's like the Catholic claiming that they are the interpreters of the Bible.
Okay. Just like the Jehovah's Witnesses will tell you, say,
yes,
Watchtower is a claim.
There are a lot of claims.
In
the Catholics, they claim that they gave us the Bible. They gave the world the Bible. But that is not, it's a false claim anyway. It's a false, one kind of one and it doesn't work that way. The Old Testament came from the Jewish people. The Jewish book,
they knew what was scripture.
They knew what was scripture, though they were apocryphal stuff there. There were things that were written before even Jesus' time. And interestingly, Jesus never quoted from any of the apocryphal. The apostles never cited any apocryphal work. There were things that were there before Jesus came, but none of them were cited from some of these works. And these are all things that, and who read correct Jewish historians who document the Jewish work, like Josephus, they will tell you that the books that were there were these, not the apocryphal books. And I mean, the apocryphal books themselves, when you start reading them, most of them, their preface will tell you that they are just giving a history. Maccabees is a history. It's a history book that was written by someone, not necessarily because Nyankopon inspired, but it was written correct history.
So clearly, what you are saying again brings back the point: read, because like you said, possibly she herself has not really read any of these apocryphal books.
I mean, our world that you won't know. The internet are born baby. Phones are born baby. I remember years back, when you are talking with someone, say you also on Yankuponian and okay, I will say, just take the phone. Just take it from him. Then international face to face.
Nothing that make us say WhatsApp conversations to say I'm trying to avoid that completely.
Yes,
because Obako copy a DB on
what's Obako internet or just a check Google keke Bobby Bishawa. No a copy link and I for the amount. Say this is my answer. On Tiase. You see, it do help never buy abonnement. You realize that on one case Bible only passages now can only baby a shit. To even to tell you that this passage is the reason why I don't believe in it. It didn't be a shit. You see, and so some of these things, they have not even read it for themselves. They have just heard that it is in the Bible somewhere, or the Bible is like this, but they have not taken the pain to read it for themselves to see. And it's fueled by also quote unquote Christians who are also lazy about the Bible. They loiter about the Bible, and Omunya Sankofona, they capitalize on that. And
so that would conclude on the statement say enye Roman for the Bible, but the Jews and the early Christians knew what was scripture before the end of the first century.
Yes, before the end, I mean the close of the century, they knew it. So when, for instance, the book of Acts like this, it is cited by patristic writers. And Christopher they cite them. So we go to their work and try to verify from them whether these were cited by them. Book I cited how would we? It means that the early Christians never acknowledged that
it's authoritative
and it's scripture. You have to be cited by these people, and you realize that Peter even cites Paul.
Yes.
So
Second Peter said,
so you realize that even heretics like Marcion, the old heretic Marcion, you realize that Marcion will be citing Paul's text. Say Paul Paul like First Thessalonians. He will cite First Thessalonians that it's Paul's work, is the gospel. See, so some of these things is not say those information that you can be giving it out because Wikipedia is an man pick
now Wikipedia
Wikipedia now pick and you can go and pick those things from, but when it's truth, it's a different case altogether.
Exactly. When it is truth, it's the different case altogether. And I would like to say, it's high time, you invest in your own salvation. Papa uko internet ko grab any bibia na you are swallowing it in. We are drowning in information, but people are not reading, so we are encouraging you. To what we are going to discuss actually today, we are looking at the ESV.
Yeah.
The ESV. It's an English Standard Version. Yeah, ESV. It's another popular translation around. Yeah, KJV. Yeah, NIV. Yeah, merit ne weaknesses no. And I say yeah, ESV so. Into with ESV no, ubetimi aboa me ehu and also na hoden any weaknesses nanka. Okay, ebeboa pa.
See, ESV no bear striking resemblance with NIV. ESV no, sorry. Okay, ESV no, it bears striking resemblance because it's coming from the same Alexandrian text.
Okay,
and it's coming from the Alexandrian text that they are basing their work on. Originates from 2 Greek scholars.
Okay.
You see, that Alexandrian text, you know, the more constructing here in the book. They base their text on it. They go and translate it from where Westcott and Hort.
Westcott and Hort. Okay.
Yes, I Hort is. They are all Cambridge. I think Cambridge or Oxford scholars.
Okay.
I think they are related to either Anglican or Presbyterian, those denominations. Sure. They were Greek scholars. They looked at the Greek language and from the Alexandrian text and they constructed the Greek text. They should base their work on to translate, and that is the background that I can. So you realize that it bears a lot of resemblance with the NIV in a sense of one. There are a lot of omissions of passages. So you realize you pick up ESV and you are reading. At times they will omit some of these passages from there. But aside omission of passages, they also make like the NIV blunders. You remember, say when about NIV, I spoke about inaccurate translations.
Inaccurate, yes.
Some of the words that they translate inaccurately. For instance, the last time I needed in common, I spoke to you about porneia. That occurs in Matthew chapter 5, verse 32, Matthew chapter 19,
verse 9. Sexual immorality, which is a bigger.
Yes. NIV translated sexual immorality, which I was pointing out, said that is not the case. Jesus meant fornication. Illegal or illicit sexual intercourse, not just something relating to sex.
Yeah.
So you can be watching pornography, which is sexual immorality, but that is not fornication.
Sure.
That is not fornication.
Yeah.
I mean, Bible word porneia is restrictive. It's illegal.
Talking about
illegal intercourse with
someone else,
not necessarily maybe watching a video or maybe reading a literature that is
with someone whom you are not married to.
Yes, whom you are not married to.
Yes.
I mean, sexual intercourse outside the marriage. I mean, umbrella or marriage circles.
Yeah.
That's from the word. And the same thing applies to the ESV. That you realize that ESV also did not do well translating these words in a lot of places. Maybe also sexual immorality, and that also is harmful. But aside that, there are a lot of passages which we can talk about. Let's go to this passage, Genesis. Yes, there's a passage in Genesis which I want us to
I should read from the ESV.
ESV and kind free ESV. Okay. Genesis chapter 49.
Genesis 49.
Yes.
And send them a no stress Genesis power. And I think I heard them mention Genesis. So obi there to comment section. I think she mentioned Genesis. Genesis
chapter 49.
49 verse.
Yes, verse number 9 and 10.
49, 9 and 10. Okay. Judah is a lion's cub. From the prey, my son. From the prey, my son, you have gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion and as a lioness. Who dares rouse him?
Verse 10.
The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until tribute comes to him, and to him shall be the obedience of the people.
Let me read verse 10 from the King James.
Okay.
I say the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh comes, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
And to him shall be the obedience of the people.
Well, that's not even what myself. I'm important.
Yeah.
Is what are important to me for us to discuss. And the word Shiloh.
Okay.
You see, this is a reference to Jesus Christ.
Yes. And here Shiloh is a name.
It's for Jesus describing his nature, who he is.
Yeah.
See, who he is. But this one said tribute. Look at it. Indeed,
yes.
This one said tribute until tribute come. On the method, which is incorrect. Shiloh comes, and if you continue with the King James, he said, unto him, unto Shiloh, him, that is Jesus Christ, shall be gathered.
So not unto that tribute.
No, not tribute. Very tribute, say. No, that is it. He's talking about, it's a reference, a prophecy about Jesus Christ that is found in the book of Genesis. So he was talking about Jesus Christ as the Shiloh of Jacob. About it. And that's the NIM, the ESV did not get it right. They missed that translation altogether. There's another passage I think we can look at. Luke chapter 1 verse number 3.
Luke 1 verse number 3.
Yes, this verse number 3. Yes.
Luke 1:3. It seemed good to me also, having followed all things closely for some time past, to write an orderly account for you, most excellent Theophilus.
Read King James but kind King James and King James.
Luke 3.
Luke chapter 1 verse number 3.
Yeah, sorry, Luke 1 verse number 3.
Yes.
A Hawking can say, it seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to write to you an orderly account, most excellent Theophilus.
King James will say, it seemed good to me also, having had a perfect understanding of all things from the very first to write. But where
having followed all things closely from time past.
That takes off the inspiration of Luke. You see, Luke could say, I had a complete understanding.
I think that's the word perfect here has a lot of force.
A lot of force. Yes. You see, Luke is not just following as a uninspired historian who is just compiling other people's work. No, he was inspired. Though he dealt also with people who he moved with Paul and people who are Jesus Christ asem fi omo any Jesus Christ be ya fi omo record of people, eyewitness record, and also kind from those people. But Luke had a perfect understanding, not just following necessarily, but the ESV took that off. Why? I don't know, but they took that off, and it took away also the force of Luke inspiration. And that is something that they didn't force. Another thing that they did, which is similar to the NIV, is you call coefficients.
Ephesians chapter
2.
Ephesians.
No, instead of Ephesians, you can Matthew chapter 5.
Matthew 5.
Yes, one of the popular passages, Matthew chapter 5, verse number 17.
5:17. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. You
see, you use the word abolish, but where King James or say
destroy.
Think not that I came to destroy the law or the prophet. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. King James used destroy, and that is in perfect harmony with Ephesians chapter 2 verse number 15. Where Paul is saying that Jesus Christ abolished the law. In Matthew chapter 5, Jesus is saying that he did not come to destroy the law. But if the ESV translation is accurate, then it means that there's a contradiction.
No wonder. You have just clicked. No wonder people who are skeptics normally prefer ESV or NIV when it comes to alleged Bible contradictions.
Yes, it will contradict. You see, because if you are saying in Matthew chapter 5 verse number 17, say Jesus Christ did not abolish the law. Paul also say in Ephesians chapter 2 verse number 5 that Jesus Christ abolished the law in the flesh. That is a contradiction. Who is correct, Paul or Jesus Christ? And you see, the word there is the word abolish in Ephesians chapter 5, Ephesians chapter 2, verse number 15, is different from the word that is translated in the King James destroyed here. You see, the word translated destroyed here is kataluo. Kata means down, luo has to do with to lose something. So Jesus Christ is saying, I did not come to lose or to throw down, to destroy. That is the idea. But Ephesians chapter 2, verse number 15, where King James and ESV translating abolition. It is coming from a word that has something to do with to make null. It has the same kata and so, but that one is oji. kata audio, something like that. And with that, it means that to render something inactive. To render something inactive. I say, that is what. Yes, to render something inactive, and that is what the Ephesians chapter 2 verse number 15 is saying. That Jesus Christ came to make the Old Testament law inactive.
That means it's there, but it's not.
It's not in operation again.
Yeah.
But it doesn't contradict what he said in Matthew chapter 5, verse number 17. Said he did not come to destroy the law. Or to say, to translate it, I did not come to abolish the law, will contradict Paul's statement.
Wow.
And I think that is what one of the problems, and not only with the ESV, but the NIV as well also have that same problem, where they translate that verse like that. And it's a whole lot, there are a whole lot of passages that they have missed it out. Look at Matthew chapter 19.
Matthew 19, verse
number 28.
Matthew 19, verse number 28. Jesus said to them, truly I say to you, in the new world, when the Son of Man will sit on his glorious throne, you who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Well, Matthew chapter 19. Look at, you said verse number 28, right?
Yes, 28. I read 28.
King James didn't Matthew 19, verse number 20. Jesus said, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on his throne in his glory, ye also shall sit upon the 12th throne, judging the 12 tribes. The word he used here is regeneration. We're a new world. You see, it's when support the preliminary view that there's going to be a new world.
Yeah, the 1,000 year reign, the premillennial view. Oh, okay.
See,
okay.
The translation here, King James and a New King James, they say regeneration. It is in conformity with Titus chapter 3, verse number 5, when Paul said, by the washing of regeneration, talking about baptism. So his point is that in this kingdom, see, when there are people are baptized, that is what Jesus is saying. Or be baptized in the kingdom that was prophesied by Daniel chapter 2. Then the apostles will be the judges. That is why in Acts chapter 2, verse number I think.
No, wait. Where are we? No, because it's unfortunate. Say people are not studying, and so when somebody makes comments like that, it feels like she has made some big point. But from the whole kind of clearly, Nietzsche say if we are to even based on the manuscript, that is no wonder this was not used in most translators. Like we have in the NKJV or the NASB and others. And this. Because if this regeneration here, or can you or now when say this send a mamene type original Greek, also original name, and no master original name, you not see new world. It's
just to support their preliminary view. And you see, they believe that Jesus Christ will come and establish a throne in Jerusalem, sit in there and literally rule with the apostles and things like that. No. You see, in the church, the apostles were the mouthpiece. The apostles were the ambassadors. They were the one ruling alongside with Jesus Christ in the church. That is why in Acts chapter 2, Bible say they continue steadfastly in what?
The apostles' doctrine.
The apostolic authority.
Of bread, in prayers and in fellowship.
Apostolic authority. So the apostolic authority was enshrined at the beginning of the church, the kingdom. And he said, "No, and as my phone somewhere team here." Saying someone as man for na kano. Eye nioma Yesu Kristo na hyehyɛ wo soro no wasane mu. As Matthew chapter 18 verse number 18. Or say the mbache kire na asase so no wasane wo soro. And the apostolic authority has to start by Jesus Christ telling us that otena na himie mu a in his kingdom. Asoro no nya say heaven na asoma for ni bebu wo hwan ade atan.
Oh, okay. And say at the end of everything, at the Trump, heaven one as one for
there be na Peter mu be bu aten say. There be never bu aten say. Never that.
My enka hu si mama ni metiefo nkasa kakra bi ni ento ayenkomo no so wa bie menti ase mo bibi ho. Etiefo ne adofo say mu follow yenjumedie na nkomo no ayede pa nkomo na ayede. Na maybe sa preacher say bi efa nkomo no ho concerning ahini na okofa aba no Enti maybe so was but na me kai will say we apologetic are on Chariot TV. I'm enjoying the conversation so much, so forgive me say bia on pen say na wo say ekodia. Now so na me kai will say open devotionals, open say usua Bible no nya munti ase e wo apps e wo Play Store ne App Store. Oko Play Store search DWWG and I say Daily Walk with God and I search Spotlight on the Word. Ubenya app see e wo Play Store no wa download it. Oko App Store so a now search Spotlight on the Word. Enche kra Daily Walk with God. Ye de beba iPhone users and so ma musu metumi access so iPad ube nso betumi use na nso wa follow addition no ye bedu honom but see dey nya endu ho sa app be boa amotumi esua nyankopa here topics articles videos audios on sabeka ni nyina e wo Daily Walk with God. So after we Daily Walk with God open say usua Bible every day there is a calendar, there is an outline to give you reminders at the bia obesua Bible verses. Kopim say ye de be ende no wa kan Bible nyina ewie umpewe na dey e na open nti ye hye unkran say obe check ni sa kwan no so e de amai enkomo ye de can I trust my English Bible part 5 enie enti se wunya enhwe part 1 part 2 part 3 part 4 kono kope bi hwe preacher na me pese me bisa wo say concerning asem concerning kingdom no asem ba ko di mu tintima wo enkomo nim ne say nyaza Yesu kwampo na kan sa ahenie no o say ahenie ne de etimumu dada. I think already Luke main kai verse already here the passage I think Luke 17 Yesu Christo assembly said yes ahenie no is within you. Yes. And the point all can you say and you would also comment on this say come on, when we talk about religion she is not religious, she's spiritual. You say you conform kasa asem no say me the religion there me pe spirituality. I think it's a confused system to say that, and maybe you comment on that say who can say the church is their kingdom.
Yes, the church is their kingdom. You see, that is the kingdom I can want to say.
But how come Jesus so can say any ahini no?
You see, the church is a spiritual kingdom.
Okay.
See, these Jews in Ebano, you see, the Jewish background, Jew for free no.
Yeah.
They were known to physical kingdoms like say ye Ashanti, you kingdom say or Asante Hine, you Aganfose Gamanchi. We are known to physical kingdom, so we relate best with physical kingdom.
Yeah.
You see, it's not strange that people are even confused today. Because the apostles they were confused.
True.
They were looking at say a kingdom where there will be a king literally sitting on the throne with the servants paying him tribute and things like that, going to war and conquering people by sword and plowshare and things like that. But in the Old Testament, all coming and the picture that they were giving, they were not symbolic of that kind of kingdom. Into Jesus Christ, as much for they were having that struggle in their minds. Even as far back as Yesu, sorry, they were still having that doubt. With all about 3 years of studies with Jesus Christ, they did not still appreciate the fact that Jesus Christ was talking about a spiritual kingdom. Where I say, Onipa edin yankopon asem di. Now such a not journey, a man who came here born with Sua. Now, Oma Yesu Kwaya, Yesu na hinie etinanimu in a sense of Jesus is reigning in him. A kingdom reign. The word kingdom in the New Testament is synonymous to saying reign.
Okay.
Jesus is reigning. That is why Jesus is saying that the kingdom is within you. Not necessarily means that you are spiritual. That's not the meaning. It doesn't downplay an organized system of religion, say church. It doesn't downplay that. Interesting, evening class in Committee 8, you study church. And I was reading then I came across an interesting quote here, interesting about the church. The person said that when you say you are a citizen, by implication, you belong to a country.
Yes. The
moment I want to catch up with them, be a citizen. You don't need to tell us. By implication, you belong to a country.
Yeah.
The question will be, okay, which
country? Yes.
The same applies when you say you are a Christian. By implication, you belong to a local congregation. So the question, Paul, we are poor, we are poor, and the denominations are confused. How? But let's assume, Paul, the one church in the Bible is still existing now. Only that church is still there. And Paul, and a man will be share or Ghana, our circle. And I realize that no chance or chance say I want to preach to you, maybe you become a Christian. No, so I'm a Christian. Then the Paul would have asked the person, hey, so which local church
are you a member of?
As a forbay now would do as a forbay now you are there. I will fellowship on your church. That would have been the idea. And the similar, you see, the idea is similar in that sense. You see, to downplay church and behave as if that you are spiritual meant that.
So in that,
no, it's not.
In that sense, would we say Jesus was correct, and today we are right to say the kingdom wasn't something physical.
Yes.
But say the Jesus Christ. Yes, na hini wo Saudi Arabia na China. But asama spiritual, and even the apostles did not get.
Yes, the apostles did not get it. To show that in Acts chapter 1. Acts chapter 1 verse number 8. They asked Jesus Christ a question concerning the kingdom.
Therefore, when they had come together, they asked him, saying,
verse 6.
Verse 6 Acts 1:6. Lord, will you at this time restore the kingdom to Israel?
Yes. Only years were 3 years. But this is
said the kingdom is within you.
Yes, still they didn't get it because it is. Back to Maccabees. It's in the book of Maccabees. Who study book of Maccabees here? There was a conqueror that arose to help the Jewish people.
Okay.
During Maccabees time, there was one, I think a Roman governor, a ruler. Now also a hard Jew for a tiny Jew for power. I forgot my name. Jew for the mad dog. Jew for the mad dog. You know what he said? He goes around and force the Jews to commit the Daniel friend abomination of desolation. A chiwadi above mine. That kind of
that language, you know.
That language. You see, more of a swine on the altar. And the Jew is horrific. The Jews don't like that. So he was going around doing that to the extent that there was one Jewish priest called Mattathias, where a fortune was offer swine on it, and Matthias pulled sword. No, they call war.
Mad dog, no.
No, I'm not one of the one soldier back. Okay. And I started warfare between the Jews and that guy, that Roman soldier, military leader. Then Maccabees, no, Judas Maccabees, no any back. I'm so sorry. And I'll be fighting the mad dog, no fighting no ekunu. And I'll clean the temple or restore Jews almost so many. That is the feast of Purim. No, the feast of dedication. Sorry, the feast of dedication. We read, I think, as John chapter 10, verse number 25 or so.
John 10:25. Jesus answered, I told you.
No. John chapter 10, let's go to 27. As in John chapter 10, the feast of dedication.
The feast of dedication. 22. Now it was the feast of dedication in Jerusalem, and it was winter.
Good. That feast of dedication was the feast that arose as a result of him cleaning the temple, restoring the temple worship, or restore Jew for.
Then he will be known as the Messiah.
Yes. So in their mind, they had that kind of Messiah coming. Say, baby, I did omenya oppressor be or usher almost to be ano. I mean, he will come and liberate them.
And when that will be about kind Maccabisa, not Jamana didn't say Maccabis near Namiasa.
Yes. Indeed. Back on that, when Jesus was there, they were looking at Jesus like Maccabees, like Judas Maccabees, also be liberated because at that time not Romans oppression. Roman for sure. So they were looking up for Jesus Christ to come and liberate them. Anything all about Jerusalem, over the Hosanna, the king about the.
But say yes, well, also the acquire or temple and say, or train about show more.
So they were thinking that
introduction to PC,
you come and liberate them.
Okay.
And then as soon as for the Hosanna, now every day.
And now what is that in you?
Only at 3 years in it. One family, a baby move. And now they are even Israel.
And then yes, we say one say, it is not for you to know the times or seasons which the Father has put in his own authority, but you shall receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you shall be witness to me in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the end of the earth.
So but they were thinking that Jesus obako. Now obako ebrebe na obeba obedi.
What's that?
You see, so they were even confused. So it's not strange that people are confused all over in the world, and it's not strange.
But is saying it's an explanation.
Yeah, it's because you see the Bible has a lot of. It has been there for a long time. There is one scholar, Robert Dixon. Robert Dixon or Dixon.
Yeah.
Very very sound story. Well, correct scholar, peerless by all standard. He said something that if someone says he doesn't believe in the Bible, he doesn't have a problem. But if you say you have found something in the Bible
which is wrong,
then he has a problem. Because the Bible has been there so many years.
It's been studied.
It has been studied,
criticized.
So many years. And now, by out. I mean, literally, you can't even read English well. You have to tell English as a second language. We can't even read English well.
That's a very good point.
You can't even read English well. Greek text now, because I won't that.
And me too. Your time now, so but I would give you 5 minutes to give us more details on this, because I keep on hearing people in a Greek saying a Greek, but all the Greek Bible sharing same. So on to people on kind Greek Bible.
Me too. I've not seen a Greek text before. See, I've seen online, maybe I've studied. Yeah, I've studied basic Greek,
like using the interlinear name.
I've done introduction to basic Greek.
And okay, introduction is also to basic Greek.
I've done that.
Okay.
I've done to have a fair idea about how maybe the Greek language,
the alpha, the beta, B,
simple language about how to find my way around things, to search and verify facts. Say the outcome where the be. I can go and verify it and see whether how it behaves in the New Testament, how it's translated, how it means and things like that. But I have not personally seen like a manuscript before. Say a Greek manuscript. No, I have not seen it before.
People have pictures of manuscript all like Kampa. If you are not like, it's not something I know people and the original one say,
and it's not something maybe on the market to on the market. The moment you discover a Greek manuscript, it's a high price.
It's in the British
museums, the antiquity stuff. Yes. So discover the first Ghana high. You be a galamsey. Now order a pum. Now you're manuscript. Now you're chiba.
Now but na Ghana no way there was a manuscript.
Mamika.
Obey your factory.
You got chiba ni you na say manuscript bia. You have for no New Testament bia the book of John manuscript. It's a price. You better Ghana have popular. There will be a lot of excavation coming to dig
to clear our place.
Trying to find out where there are more. It's not like Obi here knows the original. The person can't even read English well. To be able to begin to start to question what the Greek is saying and what the Hebrew is saying and what the stuff is saying. Okonya lo Ghana hanso akaben semye ende ben nipa asantini ya wo to ase yefemi Ben Moshe Ben wan akwabi amekoti ni wo campus. I Ben Isaac Ben Isaac number one be Isaac Ben Isaac. I mean, these are all stuff people do to scare people and things like that. But the truth of the matter is that the truth is the truth can also be found in translation. And to conclude on all these translations, to sum it up, they are not saying that there is a single inspired translation in the world.
Noted.
Myself, I've said it countless times that a serious Bible student will do well by studying King James, New King James, ASV. Serious Bible student. Someone who really want to study the Bible and understand stuff has to do well with King James, New King James, and ASV. See, that being said, doesn't mean that Obi Esuya NIV or your first teacher. It doesn't mean that. Just that the NIV has dangers. Doesn't mean that Obi Esuya RSV or your first teacher. No, it doesn't mean that. But RSV has dangers.
Yeah.
And it's associated with all translations, even the King James. Yes, King James National. I started pointing out
some of the things
that are dangerous about it. But it is up for us to also look at these things. The Bible was not written in English. You're trying to Bofkasa a translation. So it means that Christopher say we have to first get a reliable translation and study the text. You see, there are a lot of things that are going on social media. You realize that it's simply because of at times it's in our tree language. Tree is the man at the problem neighbor, and then the panic carry around negas the Bible you throw. Example: 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse number 1. Then find a twa or the comma here for. You see, but you realize that the text doesn't say that. Okay, English it doesn't say that. It didn't say that. Now concern the text.
Into I imagine say obi abetina TV so and a program so Mami Grace program so or say Bible no free Bible na making all the amount. Or say be 1 Corinthians say 16:1. Ubi or say English Bible no affair no so e for to the comma here for now I come bro say now concerning the collection for the same or say any plenty na nkopo asem contradict. Imagine
even the new tree no kran I translating here. The new tree has now qualified to the comma
na nipa na sa akofa sa new tree ni so ba say ye new tree ni old tree no ni me no nya plenty Bible contradict.
Yes, it's simply because of nipa nte you know be as. And it's all boils down to the fact that said the okay at the beginning we ought to study. Some of the things are technical myself, some of them are over my head. I read them to understand some basic things, how it works. But you see, it's up for us defending the truth, to know the truth ourselves.
Yeah kind of crenos. You see new creno in the first place to begin with.
Yeah. So what kind of creno, what's also new creno about that? How will you give something that you don't have?
True.
How will you teach what you don't know?
True.
But at times, in most cases, the one who is even trying to defend the truth has a lot of errors he's carrying alongside with the truth, which makes it difficult for people to have it way with the person, try to corner the person and make games with the person out of the text.
Yeah.
So truth suffers a lot in the hands of people who don't know it. Oh, go who how person defend it to boni. I said soldier near wako jina war the second kokon but second a broken sword. You might be the strongest soldier, but with a broken sword you cannot defend. You cannot defend the truth.
True.
And that is the idea.
True. You cannot defend the truth with a broken sword. I think we need a program on that too. Yes. The broken sword. Yes, because now in apologetics, we are doing here, we are studying a program needing the apologetic art. Yes, we want to defend the truth, but we can't defend the truth with a broken sword. We need to sharpen our sword, the word of God, a piercing to the heart of men, dividing soul. And on you hear, see you see near tears ye need to me, amama for so abwa moment to me at here. Yada say ya je umre bebre yesre so de be chen but na necessary say ye hwe enioma no ebi nyankopon ya adona so de yankwa chen a next week Thursday same time 6 p.m. ye be hia ni esua de bebre e wo apologetic aso de de be next week no enement ho nkire wo ye de beto no na say hia nyankopon ya adoma next week a ya jebre ni esua enioma bebre ho ade midin edi Derrick Danso na ne preacher nya no we nche ofi committee 8 and 9 needing at the Mr. Jonathan Mensa Bonsu. Yabesre obi ase obeje bre no atena Bible ho na wasua ye de obi bia ase yakra obi bia
Oh,